Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. Well, I thought I would try something new today. Something that I might continue to do, depending on, how I feel about it, if I like it or not. I think I'm going to go with calling this segment Comments. Because I want to look at some of the comments that are left on a lot of my videos and kind of like give a little bit of feedback on it or my thoughts on it. Now, this all started because I read one comment that kind of stuck with me. It was on my video, The State of Gaming Consoles, a response to the Atari creep. So, this video, we were talking about the whole modern day consoles and how things have changed and how things are changing. And, the Atari creep did his video, and I kind of wanted to do my little response back because I kind of aligned with a lot of the stuff that he said. But, anyways, yeah, there was one comment that was left on this video that I read, and I was like, I was on the fence about if I agreed with it or not. So we're going to go down to this one here. So this is Mr. Self-Improvement 3241. So he starts off saying, the fact is, you are not in this hobby because you love playing video games, then. So basically stating that I'm not in the hobby or in this hobby because I like playing games. And I thought, really? You only enjoy nostalgia. Okay, I can't disagree with that. I think anybody that hits my age is longing for nostalgia. I think that's destined for almost everybody. You can play word games and twist the logic around all you want, but you do not play video games because you like gaming. So that to me, I was like, really? I don't play video games because I like gaming. I've been gaming since I was like probably 6, I would think, and I'm like 47. So I've been, playing video games most of my kid life through my teenage years up into my adult years, and I still play video games. So I don't know if I agree with that. And so I guess he's talking about himself here. I am 40. I still play my old systems. Yeah. I don't like the AA space anymore. I don't know if he means Atari age or what. I don't know the AA. The cost of games, many of the franchises, or the walled gardens on the console. Walled gardens on the consoles. So I play PC games. Oh, geez, I used to play PC games back in the 90s, early 2000s. I used to play those. Doom and stuff. I play indies. I don't conflate digital games with no games. That's a different topic. The whole digital versus physical, yeah. I never said that we had no games because they're digital. I just say we have no physical games. We have nothing tangible. I love the physical stuff, and I've talked about this a lot. Even this type of thing. Donkey Kong was, my jam when I was a kid. The game pretty much sucks, but because I played it when I was a kid, yeah, I liked it, and I like the physical, the tangible. So he goes on to say, I used to rent titles as a kid because my family couldn't afford to buy games, like most people in the 80s and 90s, sure. Even today, gaming is expensive. It always has been. I did a video, I think a little bit while back, called is the video game, or video games a cash grab? Because it sometimes feels that way. And so he's going on, I grew up loving the experience, not the experience of owning plastic medium they came on. If you really loved games, you would have no problem playing them digitally on a Steam Deck or a cheap PC. I always talk about I play on my emulator. I play most of the games I do on this channel. A lot of them I do on this channel. I play on a PC. And I have no problems with that. I have no problem with emulation. I like emulation. I think we need it. It's healthy. These consoles are aging, and we do need a way to play these on modern computers and stuff. And even today, I was talking to a coworker, and she was saying she's getting into buying some old Game Boy games and Super Nintendo or whatever she was buying to kind of relive her youth Obviously, she's a lot younger than me, being that, she was calling, like, Game Boy or Super Nintendo old games. But, the fact is, she wanted to relive her youth and she wanted to buy the physical cartridges. And, like I said with this, with the Donkey Kong, I liked having the physical cartridge when I was a kid. I didn't want to just have the digital experience. I wanted the cartridge. I enjoyed the cartridge. So, and I liked how all the cartridges were different. I was always fascinated by that. How the Atari cartridge looked like this, the television cartridge looked like that, the Nintendo was bigger, Coleco. They all had their own little feel to them, look to them. I always liked it. It always intrigued me. So then he says there are thousands of them a month uploaded on Steam alone, and thousands of games that look and play like Atari or NES games that cost mere dollars. Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of 2D games. Yeah, there's the retro reimagined type of games and the replay type of games, and Atari's making them all the time. Sure. Games that do not have flashy graphics, but pure gameplay and addictive fun challenges. Yeah, and I never said there wasn't. I'm just clearing that up. I mean, I didn't say that these older games don't exist anymore. I'm just saying that the physical stuff disappeared. And yeah, there is a lot. There's a lot. Some of it, some people might call them shovelware. Some people might call them crap, or whatever. But it's a lot to comb through. I mean, I looked on Steam before and I was like, there's just so much there. I would rather kind of fall back to something I'm more familiar with. I kind of reckon it to when you look on a streaming service. You got, like, I got a lot of streaming services. I got Netflix, Amazon Prime, Crave, Tubi, and like all these apps that have hundreds of movies. And I could sit there for like 20 minutes, half an hour, trying to find something to watch. And all these movies I never heard of and never seen them before, and I'm just like scrolling, and it gets annoying. You spend more time looking for a movie than actually watching one. And it could be the same with games. You could spend like all day looking for a game you want to play, whereas I know I want to play this one game because I've played it before and I enjoyed it. So, I mean... And it's not about the fact that they have to look old and blocky. I mean, I can go for a game that looks modern as long as it's not complicated, in my opinion. I've played games like the Breath of the Wild for the Legend of Zelda, and it's just too complicated. There's just so much going on that my little 2D brain can't keep up. It's not about the games. It's about something you can put on a shelf and something that makes you feel 10 again. A true love of the medium is much pure. You are a collector, not a gamer. Okay, I think that this on its own could be a whole conversation. A collector? In my opinion, a collector is somebody who has to pretty much have everything or needs to complete a set or is buying for the sake of buying. And yeah, I did a little bit of that in the 90s where I was like scooping up as many Atari games as I can get. But I wasn't grabbing them just so I could collect them. I was grabbing them so I could play them. I wanted to play Atari games. Even Nintendo. I went through a phase where I was buying Nintendo games because I wanted to play them. But when I started to realize how easy emulation was, I slowed down a lot on buying physical games. I don't buy a lot of physical games because of that. I can play every single Nintendo game on my emulator right now. So I narrowed it down to I'm only going to buy like a small handful of cartridges that I want to keep. And the majority, I'll play them on emulation. I'll play them on the Switch or whatever. So... he goes on to say there's no shame in admitting that to yourself, but stop lying to yourself and us. So I'm lying to everybody. Okay. I feel the same way about the Atari guy too, so I guess he means the creep. Atari creep. He needs to be more honest with himself. Why he pretends that modern gaming is only AAA and consoles. In 2024, gaming is done outside that sphere by the majority of the planet, and that is where you will find what you seek. Unless the device is called the Amico or Atari, whatever, I'm not picking on you specifically, as I hear this a lot from guys that are 38 and 60 range recently, but saying you are a gamer, then pretending that you are only quitting the hobby because of console stuff. It's like those guys who collect slab-sealed games who, when asked why they spent $12,000 on a sealed Castlevania 3, answer because I love playing video games and I'm such a big fan. Okay, yeah, I don't do that personally. I don't spend money on games like that. I don't collect for that type of stuff. I don't buy that WATA graded stuff. To me, I'm not into that. In fact, I don't care if the game I want comes in a box or not, as long as I can put it in my console and play it. But yeah, those people exist. There are the purists who just want to collect. And yeah, they do exist. I'm not one of them. I don't know how it can be lumped in there. If you choose to be a relic of the past, then fine. But stop trying to justify why you are not, when you can no longer buy plastic shell to put on your shelf. Where else are you going to put it? Those of us who grew up renting games and dropping quarters into the arcades with the only satisfaction being the experience, those of us who did that are still kicking in this space. We will carry on. Go play with your old toys and pretend it's 1979. You don't have to pop on here and tell the world why you're quitting games. Who's quitting games? It's childish. And you do not owe anyone an explanation, and honestly, none of us care. Well, you seem to write a big, huge thing if you don't care. Because it's your life, time, and money. It's weird that people are even bothering to tell others that they are quitting and having pity party. Either adapt to the changing times and move to another platform and buy the games you want to play digitally, because they do exist, or choose to be stubborn and stay behind. The world goes on, brother. Love and peace to ya. I hope you figure it out. Yeah. So I kind of was like, I didn't know where to go with that. I get where he's coming from, and he does make a lot of sense. I said the thing is, I never changed my choice of games. I still prefer the games from the NES era and below. I tried getting into the PlayStation when it came out, but many of the games were just not my style. Most of the games I ended up buying were classic arcade style and compilations. Even today, I enjoy playing my Intellivision and my Atari 2600 over most other systems. As for collecting, the majority of my collection is from when I bought games back in the 90s when they were cheap, since I haven't really bought too many. Much and most of what I buy is to play and not collect. Because I'm not a collector. I don't collect. I don't just buy to collect. A lot of these games, like this one here, I didn't buy it to collect it. I bought it because I wanted it. It's not just for shelf. Even like toys and stuff. I buy the ones I want. I don't just go out and buy because it's there, it's available. And that's just me. I mean, I'm sure what he's displaying here, what he's showing here, it does probably ring true to a lot of people. And there's probably a lot of people that will resonate with that. And they're like, you know what? I don't really like gaming anymore. I just want to relive my youth. But I can't see that in myself. I do like playing games. I wish I had more time to play games. I mean, as I'm an older adult now and I have a family, I have a wife and a child, and I have a job and I have responsibilities, I can't just, and a YouTube channel, and I program games. I make my own video games for the Intellivision. I do a lot of stuff, so it's hard to spend a little bit of time on video games, which I do periodically. And that's fine. I'm not trying to make up for anything, and I don't have to. I don't owe anybody my stories. But yeah, I just thought that this was kind of interesting, and I wonder what everybody else has to say about this. Because does this resonate true with anyone? I think there's a little bit here that I don't agree with. I think there's a little bit I do agree with. You know, the nostalgia thing really does land with me, and I think that that's normal. Like I said, I have a coworker. I think I mentioned that I have a coworker who she wants to get back into her nostalgia, and she's like 20 years younger than I am. So it happens to us all. And just for fun, I'm going to show you one more comment. And here it is. The 2600, 5200, 7800 are all awful consoles, and everybody knows it. Anyways, let me know what you think. Throw some comments down below. Hope you subscribe. I'll talk to you later.